Netflix has unveiled its original Hindi series, Leila. It is a near-future dystopian drama that has feelings of The Hunger Games, Children of Men, and even Handmaid's Tale, and then covered with a whole lot of Hitler. Wait, what in the world does that mean? Leila is set about 20 years in the future in India, and because of an extreme drought and political tensions, a group has risen to power under the guise of protecting the people. And what they do then is they segregate into really an extreme version of the haves and the have-nots. I gotta state my ignorance on the Hindi culture and any political or religious tensions that may exist in reality. I went into this series not viewing it as a commentary on the current status or the current culture, but as an entertaining cautionary tale that could apply to any people group. The series is based on a book, and I have not read it. And I'm not even familiar with it, so I can't speak to what it contains or how accurate it is versus the series. I mentioned the Hitler connection in the intro because there is a large portion of the story that revolves around the issue of pure race or mixed race, and then how they choose to resolve that. It's a really disturbing part of the story, but it also helps to drive the motivations of the characters. The protagonist is Shalini, who is a mom who has been separated from her young daughter for about 2 years, give or take. I mean, I think it errs on the side of more than 2 years than less. Shalini has a lot of struggles to overcome in her quest to find her daughter. She's impulsive, and she did a lot of things that aggravated me because she made rash decisions that she didn't really think through. And it didn't just happen once. I mean, it happened multiple times where she was so driven by emotion and just like, that her character just put herself into these bad situations that she probably could have avoided. Now, this also did, though, add to some of the good tension, and it built. And I felt the tension because I'm watching her make these poor decisions. Also, though, at times, she has this kind of blank look or this weird expression, or maybe it's lack of expression, that she would do for the camera. And it was kind of confusing and a little bit just kind of like, you need to do something else because I don't exactly know what you're thinking. And some of that is on the filmmakers themselves because they may have focused on her for too long, and I'm supposed to feel something or understand something, and I'm not getting that connection based on her facial expressions. I really enjoyed this series because of how much it sucked me in. Now, the first episode did take a little bit of time for me to get engaged, but once I was, I couldn't hit that next episode button fast enough. There are some special effects that work really well in this, and then also some that is kind of wonky. That also goes for the acting and the dialogue. And some of the story feels a bit fragmented, like we're missing bits and pieces of the complete story. It wasn't enough, though, to deter me from watching or me continuing to be engaged, but it could be something that bothers you or makes you kind of go, huh? This series knows how to do cliffhangers. Kind of like when we would watch a series on TV and then we'd have to, I have to wait a whole nother week before I get the resolution to this? It's killing me. Well, they do that really well between episodes. I loved it because it just was like, but luckily I could hit next episode, and my tension, my aggravation, my love-hate relationship with the cliffhanger is resolved right then and there because I'm on to the next episode. This is my first foray into Hindi films or series, and I really liked what I got. I'm looking forward to diving into more. Like I said before, I watch this show from the perspective of entertainment and cautionary tale, and I think it delivered on both. It's worth checking out. There's no sex or nudity, but there is profanity and violence. I give Leila 4 out of 5 couches. Now, since I'm new to Hindi films and series, can you recommend something for me in the comments below? Let me know what I should check out. That way I can expand just my repertoire of what I've seen and hopefully enjoy a lot of it and just be exposed to a whole lot more. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.